It's on the record. All right, the court is calling cause number 2020 DCM 6219. This is a hearing on a petition filed by the Attorney General's office entitled "A Suit Affecting Parent-Child Relationship." Before me are Brian Perez and Madeline Gaddis. This matter is scheduled for a hearing today, March the 23rd. All right, parties are present before me. We are proceeding on this case based on the Zoom application, since we cannot appear in court due to the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. So we're appearing on the Zoom application as permitted by the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Council of Judges here in El Paso, and the Office of Court Administration. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the Associate Judge for the Title 4D Court here in El Paso. This matter is also being live streamed on the YouTube channel. That is to comply with the Texas rules that we have to keep our courts open to the public. However, as soon as this hearing is concluded, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube channel. Evidence before the court is being recorded on a computer-generated system. That is the official record of our proceedings here today. I'll ask parties to conduct themselves as if they were in court. Please do not talk over each other, because sometimes the audio portion may not work as well as it normally does. Let me see here. I know the parties have met briefly with one of the assistant generals, Ms. Kaplan, and I believe there's an announcement to be made in this case, Ms. Kaplan.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe the parties have reached the following agreement on all issues with the exception of retroactive child support. The agreement is as follows. The parties are joint managing conservators, which means that they participate and share in major decision-making regarding the child. The parties do agree to a geographic restriction to El Paso County and the contiguous or surrounding counties. The parties further agree to local guidelines for children under 3, applying until the child does turn 4, and the standard possession order applying at the age of 4. This is failing a mutual agreement of the parties to do something else. The local guidelines and standard possession order are to apply failing that agreement. The visitation exchanges are to occur at 5379 League Road in El Paso, Texas, zip code 79938. The parties further agree to a mutual non-disclosure of address information, meaning that both parties' information is to be kept confidential and not appear in a court order. The parties agree that Mr. Perez is to pay current child support in the amount of $370 a month. This is based on his income and giving credit for $101 cash medical to reimburse for government insurance. The $370 a month is to begin April 1st, 2021. The medical support of $101 is also to begin April 1st, 2021. Ms. Gatis is to apply for and maintain government insurance for the benefit of the child in this case. And that leaves the contested matter of the retroactive or back child support.
All right, before I pull the parties, let me have both of you please raise your right hands. Ms. Perez and Ms. Gaddis. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I can barely hear you, so you might have to turn up the volume a little bit more. All right, you all have heard the agreement as stated by the Attorney General. Mr. Perez, is this your agreement so far, sir?
Yes.
And Ms. Gaddis, is this your agreement so far?
Yes.
The only question I have as far as the agreement, there was a exchange of the child at some address on Lead Road. What is that?
My parents' address.
Oh, that's your parents. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that. All right. The court will approve that agreement. And that will be the order that I am going to enter. And we'll now proceed on the remaining contested issue, which appears to be on the amount, if any, on the retroactive support, retroactive to the date of birth of the child. All right, with that in mind, Ms. Kaplan, go ahead and call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Gattis as a witness.
All right, go ahead. She's been sworn in.
Ma'am, what is your name for the record?
Madeline Gaddis.
And when did you separate from Mr. Perez?
It was September of 2019.
And has he provided you support for your daughter since that time?
Yes.
And how much support has he provided you?
Money-wise or just any?
Has he given you money for the support of your daughter?
Yes.
How much?
Monthly, it would just range anywhere, depending on what she needed, whether it was diapers, milk, wipes. I'd say anywhere from a range of 100.
And how did Mr. Perez give you this money?
I had my own debit card.
So you all shared a joint bank account, is that correct?
Yes.
And did he provide any other necessities for your daughter during that time?
Meaning what?
Diapers, wipes, clothes.
Yes, close.
And if you had to assign a dollar amount to those clothes that were provided, how much would you say he provided?
He would usually buy them like on his own personal time, so I'm not really sure of the dollar amount.
No further questions for this witness. Pass the witness.
Go ahead.
The state calls Mr. Perez.
Okay.
Sir, what is your name?
Brian Pettis,
And when did you separate from Ms. Gattis? I'm sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you. When was the separation?
Mr. Perez, you're not muted, but I can't hear you, your response, sir. The question is, when did you and Ms. Gaddis stop living together?
September 2019, sir.
Thank you, sir. December?
September,
Okay, same date as Ms. Gaddis. Okay, go ahead.
yes.
And how much support have you provided since that time, sir?
Like I said, I can't give an exact dollar amount. But we did have access to a joint bank account. You could spend any amount, but I can exactly give a dollar amount.
And you're opposed to paying any retroactive or back child support due to Ms. Gaddy's access to this joint bank account? Is that
That is
correct?
That is correct.
And has she always had access to that joint bank account for the support of your daughter since the separation?
Yes, until recently, I think a week or so. Cancel access due to an issue on the account.
Do you have any proof of the support that was provided from that account for the support of your daughter?
Yes, there's bank statements.
Are you able to access those now, sir?
Sure.
You don't have a discussion about this amount?
Sorry, sir?
Did you all talk about the amount of what you're claiming is retroactive back support? Ms. Kaplan, did you all have a discussion?
About an exact amount, no. It's just that Mr. Perez is opposed to paying any dollar amount of back support, and Ms. Gattis is seeking back child support or retroactive child support.
Okay, Mr. Perez, how much are you claiming in back child support that you gave or that Ms. Gaddis was able to use? How much are you claiming?
Like I said, I won't give a dollar amount. I would have to go back on bank statements and
You can't
add the
give
amount
dollar
out
to know
here.
the full amount of back support. Who had access to this bank account, sir?
We both had access to the bank account.
Okay, and who deposited funds into that bank account?
I did.
Did Ms. Gaddis ever deposit any monies into that account?
Not that I can remember.
Well, Ms. Gaddis, did you have access? Were you able to deposit into that account that he's talking about?
I had access, but I never deposited any of the money into the account.
Okay, so whatever monies were taken out by you were monies that Mr. Perez deposited into that account.
Yes.
And Ms. Gaddis, you have no idea how much money that you used from that account.
I would agree with him. We would have to go back and add it all up, just because it was through months of use.
That's what we're here for today. Figure out how much retroactive support, if any, there's going to be ordered. Ms. Perez, how much are you claiming?
I don't know an exact amount, sir. I would have to go back to the statement, but it would just vary, you know, because she had access, she would use it. In some occasions, she asked to borrow money that was supposed to be paid back, but never got paid back. What I'm here for, but like I said, I can't give you an exact dollar amount.
Okay, well. All right, go ahead, Ms. Kaplan. You can't give us a dollar amount. Neither party can give me a definite amount.
The state recalls Ms. Gattis.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Gattis, you stated earlier that the amounts would vary.
Yes.
But if you had to give an amount on a monthly basis each month, how much money would you utilize from that account for the support of your daughter since the separation until today?
It could go anywhere from 100 to 300 a month. It would just depend. She's a child who likes to waste her wipes and diapers a lot, so I'd have to get more. Sometimes within 2 weeks of her getting a new box of them, just because she likes to waste them. So it does just depend really on how much she was actually using.
And how much would you spend a week on those items?
Not a week. I'd say like every 2 weeks usually. The diapers alone are like $45 along with the wipes like 25, and milk it could go anywhere from like $25 just because milk she goes through it fastly.
So you're saying that she goes through a box of diapers, which is $45, and $25 worth of wipes, and $25 worth of milk every 2 weeks.
Yes, the wipes I'd say like every few months. Like every 2 months, I'd say I'd have to buy more wipes.
So $25 of wipes every 2 months?
Yes.
So just for the diapers and the $25 worth of wipes every 2 months, and then $25 worth of milk every 2 weeks. It looks like you're spending about $82.50 every 2 weeks for those necessities for your daughter. Does
I'm
that
gonna
sound?
agree with you. Yeah, I'll agree with you because I'm not sure the exact amount.
And would you ever utilize the account to purchase any other items for your daughter?
No, there was only one occasion where I did buy her clothes because she did need them. But that discussion it was with Brian, and it was like $100 of clothes because I need to get her whole new set of clothes.
Okay. Pass the witness permission to call Mr. Perez.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Perez, since the separation, September of 2019, have you been working with the same employer?
No. So I had to change employers in March 2020. Can't remember the exact date, but it was March 2020. I got laid off due to that was when we had the pandemic, and I was unemployed from March to the beginning of October.
And did you receive unemployment during that time?
Yes.
And how much did you receive monthly in unemployment benefits?
Assistance that when they were doing the extra amount was about $1,400 every 2 weeks, and then after the undid that I was receiving about $200 every 2 weeks.
So you received $1,400 every 2 weeks for how many months?
Say 4 to 5. I'm not too sure on that.
And when did you start working at your current job?
October, in the middle of October 2020.
So from October of 2020 until today, you've had the same employer, correct?
That is correct.
And going backwards from March of 2020 until the middle of October 2020, you were unemployed, correct?
That's correct.
And for the 6-month period of time from September of 2019 until March of 2020, what type of work were you doing?
I was doing security with Lone Star Protective Services.
And how much were you earning at that job?
13 as well.
if you had to give an amount that was debited from your joint bank account on a monthly basis for the necessities that your child did, how much was the account debited every month on items for your daughter?
I would say anywhere from 200 plus.
$200 plus?
I didn't get that amount, sir. What was your answer? I can't hear you.
200 plus.
You said 200 plus?
Yes,
200 plus what, a month, a year, or what?
200 plus. I mean, I can't, like I said, I can't give it. It could be $200 or more. That's what I'm trying to say.
$200 a month? Or 200 total?
A month.
Go ahead, Ms. Kaplan. Anything else?
Nothing further from these witnesses, Your Honor. Subject to a brief close.
All right. Just a follow-up question, Mr. Perez, you said that Ms. Gaddis doesn't have any access to that account anymore?
Not any longer, sir.
Okay, when did you, when was that stopped?
Can't remember the exact date, but it was like a week ago.
Didn't hear you the last part, sir.
It's been 1 or 2 weeks.
1 or 2 weeks?
Yes, since she hasn't had access.
Where is it that you work, Mr. Perez?
I worked at
Relevant.
Hospital Providence as a security officer.
And Ms. Gaddis, are you employed? Are you working?
I was currently working. I actually got fired on March 8th, but I am getting a new job soon to start on April 2nd.
Ma'am, do you have your own bank account, bank?
Yes.
I mean, I'm trying to understand why it is that you would need to use Mr. Perez's credit card or credit account.
Before, when we were dating, I didn't have a job, so he added me to his
And
bank
I
account.
think after the child was born for the past 19 months, or how old is Madeline? Marilyn, how old is she?
She's 2.5, about to be 3.
Okay, when y'all separated in September 2019, you were still using his bank account?
Yes, I didn't have a job, and we had both agreed that to still use the card if she needed anything.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to be clear about that. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ms. Kaplan? Recommendation on this retroactive support.
Yes, Your Honor, the state defers to the court regarding this issue based on Ms. Gatti's rendition of the facts with her cost for diapers every 2 weeks at $45, wipes every 2 months at $25, and milk at $25 every 2 weeks. The state has calculated a credit of $2,245 against a $6,460 judgment. That judgment was calculated at 5 months of unemployment of $1,400 every 2 weeks and 11 months at $370, which is a $13 an hour times a 40-hour work week. Based on Mr. Perez's rendition of the facts and $200 monthly being debited from the account for the benefit of the child who's the subject of this suit, the state has calculated a remaining retroactive child support amount of $2,860. Mr. Perez is in disagreement with the payment of this amount or any amount per his testimony. And Ms. Gatis, though unclear about how much money has been utilized for the support of the child since the separation, is seeking an amount of retroactive support per her testimony. So the state defers to the court regarding this issue.
They're going to render an amount after credits, the best that I can determine, retroactive amount of $2,860 to be paid at an additional $30 a month in addition to the child support and medical support. All other matters have been approved by the court. Right, Ms. Kaplan. What is the submission of the order?
Yes. Ms. Gatis, are you okay with me submitting this order directly to the court without your signature, or would you like an opportunity to review it first?
It's fine without a signature.
And Mr. Perez, same question. Are you okay with me submitting this order directly to the court without your signature, or would you like an opportunity to review it first, sir?
No, that is fine, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to make it clear that, so can she submit the order to me directly?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, Ms. Kaplan will go ahead and prepare the order as I have rendered it. And she will send it to me. Once I receive it, I will sign the order. And the order will then be filed with the clerk's office here in El Paso, and copies will be sent to the parties. Okay. If there's any other question, that concludes our hearing for today. Thank you all for being here today and working this matter out, most of it. And that will conclude our hearing. Parties are excused. You all have a good, safe day.